Hello and welcome to another segment of Rachel Rambles. You guys care. That's cool. So I am going to answer your questions. The audition process, it was really fun. It's kind of a funny story because I'm not a morning person, and of course it was in the morning. So we had to go in and read from the script, and we had to do any impressions that we had of people. And so I did a Shakira impression, and I did a Britney Spears impression, which you can see, I think, on the DVD version of demo reel and extra features, because the whole entire process was videotaped. So there is footage of me singing like Shakira and Britney Spears. And he said, well, do you do any more impressions? And I don't know why, this just popped into my head, and I said, well, yeah, I can speak cat. I can, because I have 2 cats at home. and so I said that, and he's kind of was like, okay. And I did my cat impressions, and I don't think Doug and Holly, and I think Rob were there, and they were a little speechless, and I was like, crap. I blew it. Like, that was so stupid. So then we went into the improv scene, which was we were reading a scene with Doug, and we were reading the scene, and then what he wanted to do for improv was just once the paper ended to just keep going with it. And it had to do with how we were going to remake the movie of The Sixth Sense with Ghostbusters and I don't know, something about ghosts. So I don't remember how it went down. Again, there's footage, but I do know that I ended in saying there should be a mass suicide so we could all turn into ghosts and kill Bruce Willis. Again, there's footage, and you should watch it, ask for it, get the DVD. It's hilarious. So I left, and I was like, yeah, I feel pretty good about that. Too bad about my cat impression. Which I later found out that the cat thing is what put me over the edge in a good way. Yeah, they said, wow, this girl is insane, and that's exactly what we're looking for the Rebecca character. So and actually in episode 1, when I do the cat impressions, I don't know if you noticed, I'm eating an apple. It's because Rob just walked over and was like, hey, can you do that cat thing that you did in the auditions? So I was like, okay. So I just made something up, and Rob actually added in the line about the cat in the washing machine. I would never do that. Never. But I guess Rob would. Don't tell him I said that. In your next video, could you wear a sexy dress and sing a jazz song? No. I appreciate the offer. I don't really like dresses, and I love that Doug made me a badass in demo reel. I appreciated that so much because I never get to play the badass. I want to beat people up, and I want to kill turkeys and wear t-shirts. So I'm really glad that I got to do that. And Malcolm, which he was so happy about, got to wear all the dresses. I'd like to know if you and Malcolm have any input into the scripts for demo reel, the parodies, characters, etc. Yes, the script is always written out and sent to us like a day or 2 before we shoot. So we go with that. If we have an idea, open to it. If something really funny happens, we're like, yes, let's put that in. Sometimes they'll be like, yeah, can you just improv? I want this type of scene in. Just do it. Is great. We had a lot of fun with that, and it made it more organic, and it was great that we got to contribute our thoughts, like the speech about women actresses and how it feels to, and how they're looking for someone pretty, and you know, that whole thing. A lot of it was scripted, and then we did a run at it where they just said, Doug and Rob said, just go, just have a conversation about it. I think you know what we're talking about, and I'm sure you have great things to say. So they intertwined the scripted and the improv in that scene, and that was really cool for me to see, and that was cool. And like I said before, the speaking cat was an improv. Moonwalking, yes, that was me. I pride myself on my moonwalking capabilities. Thank you. If you're not following me on Twitter, you should be. Because then I can look at your questions. If I can ever find them. I'm from a small town on the central coast of California. I've lived in Chicago for a little over a year now, and it's cold. I did not grow up performing, actually. I grew up playing sports. No, I do not have a boyfriend, and I'm currently taking applications, headshots, and resumes. Oh, it went all the way back to the top. Hate you, Twitter. Musical influences. I love classic rock, 70s classic rock, Led Zeppelin, Jimmy Page, Rolling Stones, and then there's James Taylor. As for singers, I also really like blues and soul singers. So I grew up with Aretha Franklin, Nina Simone, B.B. King, of course, Eric Clapton, and there's nothing like it, really. I try and get into new music and I can't. Everyone tries to get me to do that, but you know, I just like the old stuff. I'm not necessarily saying that my music sounds exactly or anything like them, but those are just my influences. Those are the people who made me want to write music and who made me fall in love with music. My music is hard to classify because it's my music. Like, I mean, someone else can do that for me. I don't want to be like, well, I'm like kind of like Adele because I'm good. Another question everyone asks is, did I know who Doug Walker was before we started this? Did I know Nostalgia Critic? Was I a fan? The answer is no. I really knew nothing about him. I'd heard of the 5-second movies because I was in Narnia on stage one time, so we watched the Narnia version and it was like this big joke backstage, in a good way, but everyone was watching it, and it's kind of funny to think back at that and be like, wow, I ended up working with him. So everyone's been asking me, what's your favorite Nostalgia Critic episode, blah blah blah, and I feel really bad because I haven't seen any. So I did my research and I watched some. They're freaking hilarious. What my favorite one is, I don't know, I've only watched like a few of them. Oh, I watched the Signs one. Spot on. The part where the aliens are going around that side of the house. Wood! Anyway, I thought it was funny. Not wood! How was working with the cast of Demo Reel? Just the best. Not only is it fun, not only do I wake up every morning that I'm doing it and think, holy crap, this is my job, but everyone is just so nice. Demo Reel is just Demo Reel. And we threw ourselves into it and we just did what we could, and you know, some people like it, some people don't like it, and that's life. And honestly, I'm not going to be offended if anyone says something like, oh, well, Demo Reel and Rachel can't. I don't care, because my job's better than yours. I'm just kidding. Kind of. There's always going to be somebody watching the show just so they can critique it, or somebody who wants to find something bad. And they probably have really sad lives. So best of luck to you people who talk shit. Like, these are some of the best people you'll ever meet, and that's what makes it really fun, and that's what makes Doug so successful, and Rob, and all of Channel Awesome, and that guy with the glasses. They're just such great people, and great people always end up being successful. I hope we get to work together again in the future because they're just awesome. So, love you guys.